So Marvel Snap's newest card is War Machine, and this is one of the most hyped cards I can remember. A ton of people saying this card is absolutely broken, gonna be everywhere. He's super powerful. A lot of people coming in to counter that, saying this card sucks. He's so overrated. Very few people in between on those opinions. I did have a ton of fun with War Machine today, I have to say, playing him in this kind of big deck. I don't really know what to call this. It's just running, Infinaut and Ebony Maw and Giganto and Crossbones, these cards that all have restrictions, which War Machine can remove. If you play War Machine on turn 5, you don't have to skip a turn. You can just slam Infinaut on turn 6 as that monster, 20 power threat. If you've, managed to weave in a Hope Summers as well, you can play Ebony Maw on turn 6 alongside your Infinaut for an absolutely crazy power dump. And to support that, we got the Hope in here. Sometimes just playing like 2 6s in a row works fine. Dr. Doom, Giganto, Jubilee to help cheat out some big stuff. Zabu to support all the different 4-drops in this deck. With Ebony Maw, you've also got this kind of pseudo lockdown thing where it's not really locking down your opponents, but if you play Ebony Maw early, War Machine can open up access to that Ebony Maw location. Also, of course, Dr. Doom, Captain Marvel cover that basis as well. So a few different kind of cross lines in this deck to hopefully find and extract some synergies there. And, this deck actually wasn't bad for me when I look at the numbers. I went 7 and 5 with it, which is solid. And that was after losing the first 3 games as well. So I actually went on a pretty good run after some really bad luck early. That said, it didn't feel super cohesive to me. Like, clearly there were some amazing lines with War Machine into Infinaut, and that occasionally felt unbeatable and crazy and really, really good. Ebony Maw also feels so efficient as a 1/7 as a surprise on the final turn. And of course, War Machine does occasionally open up access to locations and storms, flooded locations. Theoretically, Professor X, but nobody's playing that today because everybody's playing War Machine. So, some extra utility there as well. So it kind of worked. I think you probably could have a successful-ish run with this deck. I do not think this is going to be like the list or the way to play War Machine by any means. There are more like focused lockdown builds, probably more focused Zabu builds. There's probably some ramp stuff you could try as well. I was thinking about an Electro ramp deck with Sandman to help War Machine play around Sandman, for instance. Handful of different directions to go with this, which we'll explore this week, and keep an eye on the data to see where War Machine lands. So all that said, what is the final verdict on War Machine? Don't have one yet. Too early to say. We need more data. I will say he felt good-ish in this deck. Not like crazy broken necessarily, but pretty good. And there might be better decks for him out there. So I'm pretty hopeful at this stage, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye out, and I'll let you know. That said, enjoy some of these crazy games on the back of this big machine deck. All right, we got a War Machine, but not much else cooking. Thanos randomly. Atlantis, very good for the Gigantos and Infinauts of the world. Hope could be a very powerful card. Hope into like Crossbones, maybe. Meek and Kitty Pride, interesting. Nervous. What's that about? Vibranium Mines I actually like a lot. I think we already have enough like big stuff. I think the opponent's unlikely to play here, which gives me a good Crossbones opportunity. And I don't mind them the Vibraniums because they fill in the curve really nicely. They kind of serve as like an Ebony Maw almost, that 1-drop that fills in the curve a little bit. So if I draw Vibranium, I'm totally fine. Maybe even happy. Oh, that's the dream hit. Okay. So definitely War Machine next turn on top of this Crossbones. And then we just try to win with like Infinaut mid. And then hope we carry right with maybe a Vibranium. Vibranium for the Negasonic? Anybody? One time? We feel safe about this lead, don't we? It's 22. I might even be able to play, like Kitty, Vibranium, and Infinaut as well next turn too. So, I think we feel safe about this lead. They're probably trusting the Negasonic to pull them out a little bit. 22 is just such an enormous lead. Red Skull mid. Okay. Well, Infinaut does not have any problem with that. Oh my God, we hit the Ebony Maw too. Yeah, I like this a lot. This looks perfect. This was actually kind of the dream. Who knows? We're going to lose somehow. They're going to have like Shang-Chi in some perfect dream scenario. But this was kind of the dream for us, I would say. Perfect sort of game. Ebony Maw, Vibranium, Ebony Maw will take for sure. Kitty Pryde's not doing much, but I guess I can play Kitty Pryde first to play around a second Negasonic. Oh, Cannonball's pretty fun, but still won't be enough. Barely enough anyway. Jeez, just on straight math, but certainly with Crossbones help, we're fine left. And Infinaut carries mid. Cool. Yeah, dream scenario, dude. Perfect game for this deck. Okay, this could definitely be an Ebony Maw early kind of game. Since we have the War Machine, we know we can get back to it. You know, I think that's fine. We don't have a Hope in hand, so we may not want to play it like on turn 7 with the 6-drop. So let's just play it as is. We got Doom. Oh man, mid would have been kind of cool for the Ebony Maw, although I guess also a bit hard to contest. So Kyera, of course, supporting our big 6s and our Ebony Maw. That's great. I guess we can put it mid. I don't know. That's annoying. War Machine will save us. It's fine. We don't like Zabu better, do we? Because this is like our 4, this is our 5, this is our 6 anyway, so I don't think Zabu changes much. There is probably a world where we're playing into like a Guardian here, a Groot or something, but I don't know if I have a choice. They might want to put it here too. Iron Lad Guardian probably. Oh, Jeff, okay. Still just big stats, first and foremost. So here I guess we want what? Infinaut, Doom. It's probably no bad. Even Hope's probably not terrible. We would have to put a War Machine on the Hope though, maybe. So that's kind of bad. Crossbones is chill. Storm we certainly do not care about at all. The opponent can move a lot of power there, but so can we. So can we. Yeah, this is fine, right? Do we want to support Castle Blackstone at all? You know what we could really do is not, I mean, I think they're gonna play like a Gamora or something, right? Are we worried about a Gamora being too big is the question. Because they have like 9, 11, Gamora would be 25. We have 8 plus 14 is only 22. You know what I mean? So we could just try to dodge the Gamora here and just put a War Machine here, but that only puts us at 19. We're down by 12. It's kind of hard, but maybe the Giganto contests a little better that way, or we just try to win Aunt May's. Oh, neither thing happened. Okay. Interesting. Oh my god, Vision. Dude, this makes it way too hard to figure out where to play. I don't know. Oh my god. I guess we just do this, right? Infinaut goes to 23 and moves here. That covers, even this moving is only 22. So I guess that's fine. Can they beat mid without a Guardian activation's the next question, right? I don't know. The Infinaut top deck probably saved us here. I think we were in trouble without it, man. Castle Blackstone chipping in a little bonus, I guess. Kyera protecting these is nice. Priority means we don't have to worry about Goliath is nice. Goliath would definitely be somewhat of a risk. I mean, I guess if it was Goliath, we could maybe just do Flooded, though, honestly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's mid? How are they gonna have 12 mid? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, it's just Dr. Doom. Okay. They weren't contesting mid. Yeah, this was nice. They were giving mid and trying to win the flanks, I guess. I mean, they knew the War Machine was contesting here, so even an Infinaut, or excuse me, even a Giganto would have won here. So the Infinaut top deck was nice, but because of the way they shifted. Cool, dude. This was a perfect example of War Machine doing his thing. Crazy Infinaut plays, no downside. Crazy Ebony Maw plays, accessing Aunt May's for a little bonus power. Kyera protecting all my stuff. All right, we got War Machine. Let's, well, it'd be cool to put Ebony Maw left, but I mean, we might want to leave this open. We do have some cheap cards, and we get it like Zabu, Kyera runners, you know, and play for Raft. I will say, you know, this deck's actually been doing okay. This deck is doing better than I thought, for the record. My win rate is positive, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like it's a little heavy on 6s, maybe. I don't actually think we need this many 6s, to be honest. This gives me a Raft with War Machine Kitty Pryde, which is pretty nice. And then we can just do like Infinaut plus the cheap 6 here. I don't know. I don't know if you need Giganto and Infinaut. Like, we've technically benefited from both, I suppose, but Giganto in particular, I don't know. He feels a little bit wasted, I guess I would say. Oh, the opponent gave me Asgard for free. I didn't even have to go for it. That's chill, dude. Thank you. It's really nice of you. I don't need it. It doesn't, I don't think it helps me here, but it's really cool of you. So we're definitely gonna win Raft. I guess I'm a bit worried about sneakiness always out of these kinds of decks, right? There's always that threat of sneakiness. You know, not just Annihilus, but like Galactus or something, you know, sneaky weird stuff. I mean, we have priority. Do we think something like this just wins? This could be overkill, but it is where we're behind, and this is still an enormous lead, and I'm actually technically ahead here too, so they need even more support there. Like they have to actually play for that as well. I don't know, this just feels fine to me. This is maybe a little bit exposed to a Shang-Chi, I guess, if I look closely, like left. These decks don't normally have space for all that, but could think about that maybe, because often Heimdall would have covered. I mean, what are we at? We're at a, well, no, I don't know, man. They're at 19. Heimdall would have been really close. We would have been at 20s, 11 less than Infinaut. No, I think this is probably the right way to do it then. Okay, Raft, actually pretty good hand for Raft. Do we ever play War Machine on 4? Put it as Martyr. I mean, surely we'll find a better 4, right? Oh, just more kitties is also pretty cool, I guess. 2 kitties will certainly get us to Raft. Is he probably gonna beat me there though? Because I gotta... Can I get Ebony Maw this turn? I cannot. Did they play 2 cards here? We take a turn to scale the kitties, right? Oh, well, no, because then I can't go Kyera double kitty next turn. No, that's not true. Okay, they don't beat us. That's good. Cerebro. So we got a C5 deck in the mix. Okay. I think we can usually outscale a C5 deck. Not necessarily worried about that. Although, I don't know. It depends on what, you know, Raft cards we get. There's a few things to consider here. Captain Marvel, just to get her in, you know, weaving in the energy here spend makes a ton of sense to me. Onslaught, huh? Oh, but also play Captain Marvel. That's fun. Theirs revealed before mine, right? So mine goes off second, which could be a notable advantage. Don't have the energy to play all the kitties and like a Giganto. Of course, you know, we can play like Crossbones, double kitty if we think that's better power output. This is not the biggest 6, also a 6 without synergy fits for us, so that's a little tough. I would really like to maybe draw an Infinaut here to just get very large. So we know the opponent, their Martyr goes off, then their Captain Marvel goes off. I actually don't even know how that works. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm confused by this interaction. Wow, we hit the Infinaut. So if we hit Infinaut here, we actually kind of want it like here, right? So that we basically want their Martyr to move so that they only have 14. If we think 26 here's enough, although we don't really, because these decks often get to 28. Now they may not be able to play their 6-drop if it's too big. So this puts us at 18, and we think Martyr moves and they're stuck at 14, right? I think this kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Doesn't this just work? The Infinaut top deck is so insane, by the way. Oh, they also got an Onslaught, but that screws them. Ant-Man becomes... Why? 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 They chose... I don't know. I think they were in trouble anyway. I mean, the Onslaught, like we said, they also got an Onslaught, which is hilarious. But like we said, you know, they can't really play it if they're trying to preserve their C5. But I guess they just wanted it to fill the Ant-Man. I don't know. I mean, they did get really big mid, to be fair, but they must have known left was a losing proposition if they go down to 15, because the Martyr's going to move out anyway if it matters, right? You're going to go down to 10, and I'm already at 11. I think this was always kind of favored for us. The War Machine definitely giving me a giant power spike here. As it turns out, you know, Giganto would have won as well. Tinkerer's opening up a Nakia? I mean, sure, yeah. Nakia with Captain Marvel is pretty cool. The Do we like Zabu better? We can still play a 3. I don't know. I can play Zabu on 3 as well, or just Kyera 2 is fine. I don't know. I kind of like the Naki here, to be honest. This is a Zabu on 2, so it's like kind of does feel right in some ways, but for some reason Tinkerers has baited me into the 3 into 3. Hope for the opponent down a turn early feels pretty dreadful, though. I'm not happy to see that. Abby, okay, we can definitely contest Abby. We get Crossbones. Angela on the Hope and a Nightcrawler, so we're looking at a kind of a tempo-y Hope deck, which can do some good stuff. So I mean, not feeling super safe just yet. Yeah, I think for now, Crossbones, just try to secure this, and then like maybe Giganto. I mean, if I hit a War Machine, that would be ideal, right? Because then we could play for an Infinaut. Dr. Doom's a pretty good cover here too. I also like Captain Marvel just having that flexibility here. Kitty Pryde does not seem useful. We like Captain Marvel, Kitty Pryde better than passing, right? Like Giganto puts us at 17 left, which is still enough to contest for sure. The only thing is we're not really covering mid except through Captain Marvel flexibility, right? She's really our only. So the opponent has like a big high power output turn here and is able to establish a significant threat mid and in either flank location. We might be in trouble just from a power standpoint. Dr. Doom, also a pretty good option, honestly. Just doesn't really cover left is the only thing. War Machine for the opponent. Okay, this is a pretty high powered turn already. Kitty Pryde's not that crazy though. Opponent's already though at 16 left. You have to imagine they're gonna do more than that. So I don't know, man. Giganto just does not feel safe. Plus we're only up 5 right, so Captain Marvel doesn't really have any moving flexibility here. Just don't see how we ever get there, right? I don't know how the War Machine benefits them here necessarily, but they just don't need it. They're just gonna win on power. They're just ahead. You know, they've got a 13-point lead. We only have a 5-point lead. It would take some kind of miraculous, weird play from them for me to win. I just don't see it.
Hello, so happy.
That's yeah, that's certainly big enough. Cool Infinaut skin, by the way. I've never seen the Pandart Infinaut before.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Crazy. Would Giganto left have won me the game, by the way? No, we would have lost the tiebreak mid. We wouldn't have been contesting mid any. We would have played 17 and 19. It would have been close. Sakar, okay, generally a pretty good card for us, I would say. Dr. Doom, certainly not bad. Bunch of free power. Shang-Chi gone too is nice. Okay, we do have Kyera though, so a lot of our big boys here would be protected anyway. She-Hulk, yeah, chill. This is a great opener for us so far, man. Not sure this deck is very good yet. I've only played a couple games. It's been a little unfortunate thus far with some bad luck, but these kinds of hands are giving me some confidence, dude. Jubilee, we don't have any ongoing, so that's not a problem. Well, actually, we do have an ongoing. It's Ebony Maw. Do we play the Ebony Maw now? I could still play She-Hulk next turn for 4, because I'll be floating 2. I mean, I love the idea of the surprise Ebony Maw later, but this is fine. Ebony Maw, of course, with War Machine, there's kind of 2 ways to use this. You know, you can play it on turn 7 with a big card if you have Hope activations. Alternatively, of course, if you play it early, you can still put stuff into that location with War Machine as well. Or, you know, you can use like Dr. Doom and Captain Marvel to access your Ebony Maw location as well. So you don't need Isle of Silence for it to feel good in this deck, but it doesn't hurt. I gotta say, it does not hurt. Jubilee for the opponent. Okay, man, we're building a similar kind of list here, it looks like, maybe. Although, no, I don't have Nightcrawler. Or Shang-Chi, I guess. I thought about Shang-Chi a lot, though, to be fair. So opponent doesn't have a ton of power here, and we're ahead, and we can't really low roll too hard. Everything's pretty big. I guess maybe a War Machine would be my pick for the play here, but I don't know. Opponent is confident. I feel like they haven't done too much. Maybe they're gonna play a big 6-drop here. They don't have a War Machine yet themselves. It's Crossbones. We know there's no oh, War Machine. Okay. Spicy and Kitty Pryde. Okay, so they can play a big like Infinaut, but can that really cover 3 spots here? You know, I don't think like I mean, I guess this is our best power option, right? I don't think we're worried about She-Hulk because of Shang-Chi being gone. So maybe we just go big here. Can they really beat? I mean, they do have some bonus energy, right? They can play like a 6 and a 2. But can you beat 13, 10, and 17? Maybe you can. Oh, I'm suddenly very nervous. Uh-oh, they have their own Ebony Maw. That's not enough. What is this math? Victory. they got close. By the way, very similar deck. I was not sure how to build this deck. I'm gonna be real with you. I just kind of started putting together different pieces that sort of made sense to me. You know, like, oh, here's a little Zabu core. Here's a little like, you know, War Machine core. Here's a big card core, and it just sort of happened. Here's a Hope core. Kind of came together, but I don't know if it's any good. Okay, opponent has snapped. We do have Zabu Jubilee, which is pretty cool. Ebony Maw for them, so we're expecting War Machine stuff. We cannot count that that is done. We'll play Zabu right here, I guess. We got our own Ebony Maw. Bar Sinister. I mean, you know, Infinaut can usually win that sort of thing. Ooh, another good War Machine. Oh, well, not actually a good War Machine card. No, a good Kyera card, though. Actually, a good Jubilee card. Maybe we just put Jubilee here now. Yeah, that's fine. It's only bad when it would be Kitty Pryde, I guess. Kyera gives us outs. Oh my god, dude, why do I talk? Oh, that is such a terrible result. Just in general, right? It's a terrible result, number one. But it's an especially terrible result there. This gives me 1 turn of hope, which, since I don't currently have War Machine, I think is fine, right? We can just like play a Doctor Doom. And then, well, I don't actually have Giganto mid. Do I ever just play Doctor Doom mid? Like, maybe it's Giganto left and then Doctor Doom mid, right? I think that's actually what it is. I think we play Giganto left here on turn 5. And then, well, dude, they're gonna get an Infinaut. I know it, dude. Oh no, okay, that's sort of an Infinaut, though. Who knows? Can 3 Doctor Dooms beat that? 17? I mean, on average, I would think 17 covers that. Right? I think it covers. Say that and you just don't know, right? Like, you just don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna have priority, so I don't worry about Lyeth, I guess, but you don't ever expect to win mid with 4 Doctor Dooms, right? It's really about winning the flank. So can Dracula cover? I mean, I guess the Kitty Pryde did in essence open up this Giganto, so like, even though that felt like a terrible Jubilee result, it might not end up being that bad. It just gave us a much better line curve-wise. I do sort of hate having Kitty in a Jubilee deck. I've hit it twice. It's so unlikely, you know? So sometimes Kitty's in hand, and then even when it's not, it's usually like 1 in 4, 1 in 5 or something to hit the Kitty, but I've done it twice. Opponent's really cooking a lot on this turn. I wonder what it's going to be. I mean, I would expect a, you know, War Machine, generally speaking, but I don't know if it's that advantageous here. You know, they don't, since their Ebony Maw is gone, they may not have, you know, maybe they have Infinaut, right? And then it's always advantageous, I guess, but maybe not especially helpful in this scenario. I mean, I feel like Doctor Doom here just covers really well, but you worry, of course, about like Infinaut here, and then, well, I don't know, if they play an Infinaut here, we're probably always safe, right? Because only like Giganto or something would be big enough to even be close, and then we're going to be covering that because we'll be at 17. So I don't know, I'm not as worried. I think 10 left also feels very good. So maybe they have their own Doctor Doom. I don't know, we might lose to that, or I guess we might have a tiebreaker sometimes on that. I don't know. They played War Machine though, so they probably won an Infinaut. Yeah, exactly. So, is there any one card that's 16 power right? There's not, right? There shouldn't be any available card. Yeah, Call Obsidian too small. Okay, cool. Nice. We actually covered here. Very cool. Yeah, I think we found the right line. Kitty Pryde ended up being a clutch play, by the way. Not, I mean, all the cool stuff is in hand still, not how we intend this deck to win necessarily, but Definitely can't complain finding our lines. Okay, we can actually play Ebony Maw early if we want, but with hope in hand, you know, the hope is that hope, the hope. Oh God. Well, I think we lose. I have quite possibly the worst hand in existence for this particular scenario. I mean, I guess I literally have nothing else to do, so let's see. I suppose they only played Nightcrawler here, so I mean, a War Machine could definitely open this back up. I mean, not impossible. So could Captain Marvel. Zabu makes Crossbones a little more intriguing, but not really. I still probably need like War Machine, right? Oh, Miss Marvel, I see. So they're back to 10 there. I mean, of course, War Machine could still open that up, but the opponent's gonna know about it if they do. Yeah, let's hit War Machine or Doctor Doom, maybe. Although, I still don't know if that's enough. Iron Lad into Nebula. Okay, that's fine. Captain Marvel. I mean, a little bit of freedom, but I can't even play Crossbones, man. No, we obviously lose. The peak does not like this deck. Oh boy. Okay, bar with no name. Yeah, we're not very good at that. But we're pretty good at like tiebreakers, I think. If the opponent we think has any sort of Luke, oh, bro, Icebox, you're killing me. I don't even really need you now. I have so many threes that are better if I can hit a 3. Suns, I've never seen this Sunspot variant. The suit and tie variant. That's a funny name for some reason to me. That's making me laugh for some reason. I don't know why. The suit and tie variant is just so unassuming. He's just like, yeah, it's the normal dude, but he's wearing clothes. Regular people clothes. Okay, so I mean, if you win right, you're gonna win the tiebreaker, by the way. Is there any way we can guarantee a win right? I don't really see how. We don't have any lockouts, you know, no Storm. Well, Storm would help, but no Professor X or anything anyway. So maybe we just need to win on big numbers. Oh, the opponent has stormed it regardless. Okay, well, we're very good at handling Storm, so now it's just about winning the rest and not throwing in bar with no name, right? Yeah, it's probably War Machine, although I will say, well, no, I mean, it's gotta be War Machine, right? It's just that we're not getting to play the Kitty. Kitty's a little tough here without the Hope, which might actually be a weakness in this deck. It's gotta be War Machine, though, because we need to be able to contest right. It's because this is such a tiebreaker game, probably. Although, what's happening here? Oh, oh, you know what it was? I don't know what it was. I'm trying to figure out what it was. Can we see? There's no way to see, right? Like the graveyard doesn't show us. What was it? Professor X doesn't make sense, right? I can't figure out what it was. Maybe it wasn't. What is this? What are they cooking? I don't know. I don't know what it was. I need your help, everyone. What is that? What's that card, do you think? Am I missing something obvious on it? Ebony Maw, let's sit for one turn. This can back for with Zabu, I guess, but usually this is fine. Oh, okay, we got a War Machine, so now I think I'm actually chill to play Ebony Maw. We know we'll be able to get some power there later. Doctor Doom as well actually is pretty good too, but at the very least, War Machine will help. Okay. Crown City, that's good. We like contesting singular spots pretty well. If we win this, we'll definitely just Crossbones on 4. If not, Captain Marvel's probably fine. And then we can go War Machine on 5. At the moment, I don't know that it's necessarily worth it. I wonder if a Doctor Doom's better a lot of the time. Patriot. We don't have answers to that sort of stuff. They might just be able to farm me on numbers here. Yeah, Crossbones does connect. That's nice. Sometimes, you know, decks like this without that reactivity, without the Enchantress, without the whatever, have a hard time just getting the necessary numbers. War Machine, we gotta play mid here because of the Cosmo. That's fine though. Yeah, I mean, I do I do feel like Doctor Doom's gonna be the way to go, but at the same time, I'm very worried about just an Ultron. Can I beat Ultron math, basically? If they play Ultron left is like gone. We're not winning left, right? If they play Ultron mid, they have 14 mid, and they hit plus what? 3 and 3 right is 6, is 14 right. So Doctor Doom mid would not quite solve that. There is a world where, well, no, they play Ultron wherever. Left is definitely getting filled, right? I mean, we sure want to win Crown City. What do we say they're getting? Might be 8 to 16. This would be 17. I mean, this, oh, well, not there, but this might be enough. I don't know. I doubt it. I think Ultron beats us mid here is what I think is going to happen, but we'll see, I guess. Oh, it's just Dr. Doom. That's chill, right? Easy. Let's go. Oh, close. It's actually the same number of points as Ultron, so just smaller here. I guess I haven't actually seen Ultron in a while if I think about it, but it, you know, it's the classic pairing. Dr. Doom, perhaps a more modern pairing. Okay, so, I mean, we really didn't do anything with War Machine this game. Would have been better off with just Captain Marvel. I mean, I did play the Doom here, which, you know, kind of theoretically changed a line a little bit, but not in a meaningful way, I don't think.